Adriana Young's family rejects single international investigator for child's death. By news source Guyana. The family of 11-year-old Adriana Young has rejected the government's decision to enlist a single international investigator from Canada to assist in the investigation of her death. This information comes from their lead attorney, Dexter Todd. In an interview today, Mr. Todd expressed that the government has not met the family's demands, particularly their repeated requests for the investigation to be conducted by the Federal Bureau of Investigation (FBI), Scotland Yard, or the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. The family's concerns center around the involvement of Leonard MacCoshen, a retired member of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Todd stated that the family feels this arrangement is insufficient. He emphasized that they want an organization with accountability rather than a private investigator who may only answer to their financial backers. They are not satisfied. They do not support this gesture at all, Todd explained. Their main concern is that this individual is not going to be accountable to any particular body. He further clarified that while he respects MacCoshen's experience, the family desires an international investigative organization to ensure the investigation meets the highest standards. There are concerns about how this case is being handled, and satisfaction is lacking regarding this single individual, he added. Todd noted that there is still time for the government to seek assistance from a reputable investigative body. Adriana Young went missing on April 23 while visiting the Doubleday Hotel with her family and was found dead in the hotel's pool the next day, prompting widespread protests. An autopsy by 3 international pathologists concluded that she died by drowning. A preliminary report from the Guyana police force indicated no evidence of sexual assault or injuries to her body. However, this report has not yet been shared with the legal team. The family insists that Adriana's death was not an accident and is awaiting both the preliminary and full reports for review by forensic experts. Man charged for circulating mischievous voice recording of nursing aid. Randolph Kingston has been charged and released on $300,000 bail for allegedly circulating a voice recording of nursing assistant Tiana Serena Lewis King, in which she made misleading claims regarding the autopsy of 11-year-old Adriana Young. Kingston appeared before Magistrate Faith McGusty at the Georgetown Magistrates Courts, facing charges of using a computer system to incite terror. He was represented by attorney Nigel Hughes. A wanted bulletin was issued for Lewis King due to the widespread circulation of the voice recording on social media. In the recording, she falsely claimed to have been present during the post-mortem examination of Adriana Young and stated that she was sent there by the Minister of Health. The Guyana Police Force, GPF, stated that the recording is clearly intended to create public mischief, pervert and obstruct the course of justice, among other criminal offenses. Following the incident, the nursing assistant surrendered to the police accompanied by her lawyer from the law office of Hughes, Fields, and Stobie. Missing teen found with scrape head. GPF, relative to missing person bulletin published for Mariah Persaud, female Guyanese of Indian descent age who was reported missing from the home of her mother Nadia Mohammed, female Guyanese of mixed ancestry of Lot 508B Pump Road, Yarrowcabra, Sosdyke Linden Highway. The Guyana Police Force wished to inform the public that acting on information received, the police went to Lot 52 First Dam, Alliance Road, Timeri EBD in search of Mariah Persaud. Upon arrival at the said location, an identifiable male whose name was later learned to be Jonathan Michu called Scrapehead, male Guyanese of East Indian descent age 18 years, a farmer of th above-mentioned address, along with Mariah Persaud were seen running into the bushes behind the house. A police operation was then set up and Jonathan Michu was arrested, and Mariah Persaud was reunited with her parents. A forensic interview was organized with Blossom Incorporated and the victim as investigation continues. Opposition demands probe by reputable international organization into Adriana Young's death. By news source Guyana. Following the government's announcement to enlist a Canadian homicide expert to assist in the investigation of 11-year-old Adriana Young's death, the opposition has raised objections. Leader of the opposition, Aubrey Norton, accused the Irfan Ali government and the Guyana police force of attempting to cover up the investigation. He stated that the opposition cannot support a scenario in which a single investigator is appointed to handle such a sensitive case. While we cast no aspersions on the investigator, President Irfan Ali and the Guyana police force cannot be trusted to select an investigator and set the terms of reference. We stand firm in our position that a reputable international organization must be invited to conduct the investigation into Adriana Young's death. Nothing less is acceptable, Norton asserted. The government intends to hire Leonard McCaution, a retired member of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police with over 30 years of investigative experience, to assist in the inquiry. However, the opposition leader emphasized that only a reputable international organization should handle the investigation. Norton noted that the police made significant errors during the initial stages of the investigation into the girl's disappearance, which has further eroded public trust in any probe conducted by the police. From the start, the police sought to mislead the public. Why would you want to mislead the public if you genuinely cared about uncovering the truth? Instead, false information was circulated, claiming the child had left the hotel in a vehicle. Correcting these statements is insufficient. You misled the nation, suggesting there is something to cover up, Norton stated. While acknowledging that the autopsy found Adriana died by drowning, Norton insisted that the circumstances surrounding her death must be thoroughly investigated. He reminded the press that when Adriana was reported missing on April 23, her family conducted a thorough search of the pool but could not find her. I do not understand how foul play can be ruled out without a proper investigation. The pathologists may have stated that she drowned, but as Dr. Todd mentioned, knowing that she drowned does not explain the manner of death, Norton concluded. He reiterated that a comprehensive investigation must be carried out by a reputable international body. Nursing assistant remanded for inciting terror. Tiana Serena Lewis King, a 23-year-old nursing assistant from Better Hope, East Coast Demerara, ECD, has been remanded to prison for inciting acts of terrorism in violation of Section 309A(2) of the Criminal Law Offenses Act, Chapter 801. Lewis King, who was arrested on Monday, appeared today at the Georgetown Magistrates Court before Magistrate Faith McGusty, where the charge was read to her. She was not required to plead. The prosecutor objected to bail, and Lewis King was remanded to prison. The hearing has been adjourned until May 30th. Lewis King was wanted by the police due to a voice recording that was widely circulated on social media. In the recording, she falsely claimed to have been present during the post-mortem examination of Adriana Young and stated that she was sent there by the Minister of Health. The Guyana Police Force, GPF, asserted that the recording is clearly intended to create public mischief, pervert and obstruct the course of justice, among other criminal offenses. Construction worker remanded for murder of High Dam man. Newsroom Guyana reports. A construction worker has been remanded to prison following a murder charge. Gregory Young, known as Buckman, 26, from High Dam, Caracas, West Cange-Burbis, appeared in the New Amsterdam Magistrates Court before Magistrate Michel Mathias. The court heard that de Young is accused of murdering 35-year-old Cian Lafleur, referred to as Sean, on Sunday, May 4, 2025. During the proceedings, Police Prosecutor Sergeant Winston Palaia confirmed that the post-mortem report is still outstanding and requested a 2-week timeline for its completion. He stated that once the report is available, the prosecution would proceed promptly with the trial. De Young, who appeared without legal representation, was remanded to prison and is scheduled to make his next court appearance on June 2. Reports indicate that 40-year-old Anganisha Nuyir, known as Angie, was also involved in a heated argument with Sean that escalated dangerously. During the altercation, Sean allegedly stabbed Angie. The incident unfolded between 10:30 p.m. on May 4th and midnight on May 5th. After hearing about the conflict, De Young rushed to the scene and attacked Sean with a machete before fleeing the area. Sean's mother, 50-year-old Nicola Christine Lafleur, recalled speaking with her son shortly before receiving a distressing call about the incident. When she rushed outside, she found Sean unresponsive on the road, suffering from a severe head wound. When questioned about the motive behind these tragic events, Nicola revealed that her son was troubled about the paternity of a 2-month-old child. Reports confirm that both Sean and De Young have been named as the fathers of the child. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. Thorough, transparent investigation promised after boy dies from dengue and other complications. Newsroom Guyana reports. The Ministry of Health has launched a full investigation into the death of 12-year-old Lokesh Ibrahim, who passed away after complications from dengue fever on Wednesday. In a statement, the ministry promised that the investigation will be thorough and transparent, adding that any necessary actions or disciplinary measures will be taken based on the findings. We are deeply concerned by the circumstances surrounding this case and have therefore initiated a full investigation into the events leading up to Lokesh's death, including the handling of his case by medical personnel at the Skeldon Hospital, the ministry stated. A 3-member team has been appointed to lead the investigation, comprising Chief Medical Officer Dr. Nareen Singh, Internal Medicine Specialist Dr. Shazima Shah, and General Surgeon Sheikh Amir. Additionally, the Director General of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Vishwa Mahadio, and the Regional Health Officer of Region 6, Dr. Vineshri Kairadhar, will visit Lokesh's family on Friday. Lokesh's mother first took him to the Skeldon Hospital on Saturday, where the family was given pain medication and instructed to return for tests on Tuesday. By that time, Lokesh's condition had worsened, prompting his mother to take him back to the hospital. He remained there until 9 p.m., during which his condition rapidly deteriorated, leading to his transfer to the new Amsterdam hospital, where he died. A post-mortem examination conducted on Thursday revealed that Lokesh suffered from brain edema, kidney failure, and lung failure with internal bleeding. His family believes that he could have been saved had the doctors at Skeldon Hospital taken his illness more seriously. Region 6 has reported a concerning 332 new dengue fever cases for April 2025, and Lokesh is among 2 children who have recently died from dengue-related complications. Richard Albert, a 67-year-old farmer from Manawaran Village, Northwest District, Region No. 1, was charged for being in possession of a firearm without a license and was remanded to prison. Albert appeared at the Akuro Magistrates Court yesterday, Wednesday, May 7, 2025, and the charge was read to him. He pleaded not guilty, and the matter was subsequently adjourned until July 8, 2025. Caneville man, 25, charged with murder. Newsroom Guyana reports. Akisi Primo, a 25-year-old resident of Caneville, East Bank Demerara, EBD, has been remanded to prison after being charged with the murder of 48-year-old Derek Sylvester Prosti. Primo appeared at Diamond Magistrates Court No. 2, where the charge was read to him. He was not required to plead to this indictable charge and was remanded to prison. The case has been adjourned to June 9, 2025. Prosti was allegedly attacked by Primo during an altercation that occurred around 6:45 p.m. on the Grove Public Road, EBD, on Wednesday evening. Preliminary investigations suggest that the incident stemmed from a misunderstanding between the 2 men, which escalated into violence. Prosti sustained a stab wound to his right shoulder and collapsed at the scene. He was transported to Diamond Hospital, where a medical professional pronounced him dead. Desmond Jacobs, a 58-year-old gold miner of 5-Star Backdam, Northwest District, was charged for being in possession of ammunition without license and was granted bail in the sum of 100,000 Guyanese dollars (UID). Jacobs appeared at the Port Kaituma Magistrates Court, where the charge was read to him and he pleaded not guilty. This matter was adjourned until September 13, 2025. News reports. Laurie Naughton, a 24-year-old businessman from Tern Basin, Port Kaituma, Northwest District, was charged for being in possession of narcotics and was fined 75,900 Guyanese dollars (UID). Naughton appeared at the Port Kaituma Magistrates Court, where the charge was read to him and he pleaded guilty. News reports. More than 24 pounds of cocaine found in car, 3 men in custody. Newsroom Guyana reports. 3 men are in custody after officers from the Customs Anti-Narcotic Unit, CANU, discovered 10 parcels of cocaine in a motor vehicle. According to a release from CANU, the men apprehended are 47-year-old mechanic Colin Alfred, 28-year-old Terrence Bentink, and Jason DeFreitas, also known as White Boy. The cocaine, weighing 11.148 kilograms, approximately 24.6 pounds, was found in motorcar PAJ 8554. Alfred and Bentinck were arrested and taken to Kanu headquarters for questioning. A wanted bulletin was later issued for De Freitas, who subsequently turned himself in. Kanu stated that investigations are ongoing. 911 must work and hold people accountable, Jagdeo. Guyana Times reports. Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdeo has assured that the government will take steps to improve the operation of the 911 system. The 911 system must work, and it must operate in a way that holds people accountable, he stated during a press conference on Thursday. Detailing plans for enhancing law enforcement nationwide, the vice president explained that calls made to police stations would be recorded not only at the local level but also in a central database or national system. We intend to ensure that calls made at police stations are recorded and then forwarded to a separate system for further documentation. This way, a policeman in Wim or Buxton can't claim, "I didn't receive this call." The content of the call will be recorded, he noted. His comments come in response to numerous citizen complaints about unanswered calls to 911, as well as instances where police officers fail to show up or arrive late at crime scenes. Jagdeo emphasized that in the upcoming term of the People's Progressive Party, PPP, the government will focus on improving various systems and will hire young people to facilitate these changes. Some systems can't function effectively under the current mindset of the personnel in charge, as they may not be equipped to use technology to solve problems, he explained. Current employees will also be retrained, with initiatives such as scholarships in cybersecurity and camera maintenance being introduced. Meanwhile, Jagdeo welcomed further suggestions from the public regarding initiatives that could improve lives. Life in prison for ex-soldier after savage murder of wife. Guyana Times reports. Michael London, a 44-year-old former member of the Guyana Defence Force, GDF, was sentenced to life imprisonment on Thursday for the brutal murder of his common-law wife, Shanika Elliott. This horrific act of domestic violence shocked the Linden community in 2017. Justice Simone Morris handed down the sentence following London's guilty plea to the capital offense of murder. The case stemmed from a vicious attack on May 19, 2017, when London stabbed 38-year-old Elliott approximately 15 times at their Central Amelia's Ward, Linden residence. Relatives reported that Elliott was preparing to leave what they described as a long-standing abusive relationship. Severely injured, Elliott was rushed to the Mackenzie Hospital complex but was pronounced dead on arrival. A post-mortem examination confirmed her death was due to multiple incised wounds. The case was further aggravated by the presence of at least one child at or shortly after the time of the attack, adding to the trauma experienced by the family and the wider community. Following the brutal killing, London fled the scene, prompting an intensive manhunt. Police tracked him to a jungle area in Mablissa along the Soesdijk-Linden Highway. During his arrest, London reportedly attacked the officers, forcing them to open fire, resulting in him being shot in the leg before being subdued. During the sentencing hearing, state prosecutors Marissa Edwards, Muntaz Ali, and Darren Chan presented evidence highlighting the gravity of London's actions, including a psychiatric report from Dr. Meenawati Rajkumar and a probation report compiled by Ms. Gillis, presented by probation officer Mahisha Granville. While London's behavior in prison was generally favorable, he had been involved in 2 physical altercations, though prison officials could not recall the specifics. The most emotional moments came when June Allicock, the mother of the deceased, and Akalo Elliott, her brother, delivered powerful victim impact statements. They recounted the pain and lasting trauma caused by Elliott's death, emphasizing the void left in the lives of her children and family members. Allicock expressed the ongoing mourning and need for justice, while Akalo shared his fears of London potentially seeking contact with his niece. London addressed the court, expressing remorse for his actions and pleading for mercy. Defense counsel Clavon Humphrey submitted a plea in mitigation, highlighting London's lack of prior convictions, positive character references, and a psychiatric evaluation suggesting potential for rehabilitation. However, Justice Morris determined that the aggravating factors significantly outweighed any mitigating circumstances, including the savage nature of the attack, the use of a deadly weapon, breach of trust in a domestic setting, the historical pattern of domestic abuse, and the presence of a child at the crime scene. The court found a life sentence appropriate, with a starting point of 27 years before parole eligibility. A one-third reduction was granted for London's early guilty plea, totaling 9 years, and an additional 1-year reduction was made for his remorse and lack of previous convictions. However, an upward adjustment of 1 year was applied due to the presence of a child during the attack. Ultimately, Justice Morris ordered that London serve a minimum of 18 years before being eligible for parole. He was also mandated to participate in anger management and family reconciliation programs while incarcerated. The time already served on remand, totaling 8 years, will be deducted from his sentence as required by law.